seen him in a week.
What's up, all you action figure enthusiasts and toy collectors out there? It is time for Alternate Heads, the Toy Talking Podcast. Thank you for joining us for another week of that plastic talk that we enjoy so much. I am Jason the X. The man over there, that's Nate.
Hi.
And we are Bryceless again. I thought we talked about this. Why is there no Bryce?
Well, as I was telling you before the show just started, Bryce said he had some special mission he had to take care of. He was dressed all nice.
We know he's a superhero.
And then the next thing you know, he got into a tinted black van, and I haven't seen him since.
Look, we know. We know he's got some superhero thing he does on the side. I get it. But this is getting out of hand. No, I'm just kidding. Bryce
What's more important than toys, Jason?
Nothing, exactly. But he is off getting capital to get toys, honestly. So, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we miss Bryce. He should be back next week.
Bryce is going to come back with 10 hot toys.
God.
Oh, Lord. Pocket change after what I just did.
So, anyway, you've been getting some deals. We're going to talk about that this week on the show. So, anyway, we were talking before. We said it was a light week, but yet, looking at this table.
So, it's funny. It is a light week. In the terms of new things, a lot of the stuff that I ended up getting were just like stuff that was over in Japan, and a lot of the stuff that's honestly on the way for me is from Japan because I got a little overzealous and now I have to take it easy. I went a little too fast, too heavy. But no, you're right. We did find some stuff, and like some of the new stuff we found, I found this morning on my way here.
What's messed up is I didn't have that camera set up for the for what I needed it to be. So now I do. I'm going to move this camera over just a little bit here. Professionalism, folks.
Technical difficulties.
On this show. No, not technical difficulties. I just didn't have the camera on at all. There we go.
You can always edit that out.
Yeah, let's look at that toy table over there, man. That's pretty good. That's a decent week. That is a decent week. So,
2
okay.
weeks.
Well, 2 weeks, right. So, I'll kick it off. Mine that I was really happy to find, I found Transformers Earthrise Skylinks.
You found
Big boy.
A giant robot dragon ostrich.
Oh, man, it's so awesome. I love this Skylinks. It's big. It's so much better. The review I did, I'm so salty about the last one that came out, which was crap.
A little disappointed in the mouth. I thought it would open more, but
the cat one does. So, anyway. Also picking up this week, what just fell?
Nothing fell.
Oh, okay.
You have a stool over here. I bumped into it.
Oh, okay. I was able to find the Luke and Yoda 2-pack, which you also did as well.
Yes.
Because I think now we're getting into stuff that both of us have. So
there's only one thing on the table that that you have. There's technically two things.
Oh yeah, but yeah.
Two things on the table other than your Skylinks that I don't have. One obviously being Power Ranger related, and one being a really stupid Transformer.
Okay, so yeah, behind the Pink Ranger, there's Ironworks, the Transformer that transforms into a base. He was like $10, and I got him. I don't know, and I regret it. I regret the buy.
So occasionally I have one of those, and it's not on the table because I didn't want to bring it onto the table. But I recently got an SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider 000 or 000. I know you know how to say it. I haven't watched it, and I've been on a really big Kamen Rider kick, even though I'm like 7 episodes into my first Kamen Rider series ever. But I just want to keep collecting them because I love the outfits. This is how it happens. And I bought one, and looking up past reviews makes it look like it's official, but I'm pretty sure it's a bootleg. But it's from Japan. I would literally waste money sending it back. Yeah. So it's on display in my cabinet, but I'm a little disappointed because that thing is like you grab it and you do this, and it goes whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, O's is one of my favorite Kamen Rider series, and I honestly want to get the Shinkochu Seiho version of that one, which are a little bit higher quality in SH Figure Arts. They're different. I want one.
My big thing right now is I like to carry around at least one figure with me no matter where I go. Okay. It's just a thing that I like.
So it's 01 that you're carrying around.
I don't carry around SH Figure Arts. They're too expensive.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna,
and little bits.
Exactly. Like the last thing I want to do is put 01 or Vulcan in my pocket or somewhere and have it break, and I'd be out like $60. Like I'm not going to do that. So I was looking for like cheaper alternative figures. So this will be on the next episode, hopefully, as long as everything keeps going as well. USPS garbage. I bought the Rider Kicks figures is what they're called, and they're not nearly as articulated. They're not painted. It's the same concept of having like Lightning Collection, but less quality, because I can't quite tell how much they're supposed to actually be. because the newest one I bought roughly translates to about $8. But then one of the ones that I got was about $30. So I want to say they're about a $15 range on average for those types of figures, but they look like they have decent articulation for one of those things where like, oh, I'm going to go to my grandma's house.
Yeah, they're just a basic assortment.
Yeah, they're the basic figures, but I'm okay with that. So we'll see how those go next week.
Well, let's get back into acquisition. So on the table, I got the Luke and Yoda 2-pack, which $44. $44. I do not agree with this price.
I don't either. We bought them anyway.
I know.
We're suckers for Hasbro.
Tools.
But here's the problem that I have with it. The Luke is fantastic.
Luke's great.
Considering we went down from double jointed elbows and knees to single joints, the fact that it can honestly get into some of those crazy poses.
Oh yeah, I mean, it goes.
The detail on it is phenomenal.
I tried for so long to do the one-handed Yoda on top of the foot pose and just couldn't get it.
That you can't get. But you can get him to do the one-handed
the one handstand. I want the one with Yoda on top.
Yes. But that brings into why I don't think this is $44. That Yoda is absolutely accurate. It has a better face to it. It comes with a different face as well. And it's more in scale. You can put them next to each other. It cuts a third off of the actual height from the initial release.
Well, there's the other Yoda over there. If you want
it honestly does cut a huge chunk of height to it. But
very posable though. Much more posable than the other one they were.
Surprisingly, yeah. But here's my problem with it, though. I didn't feel comfortable paying $20 for that Yoda. But now you're having me pay $25 for this Yoda? No. I absolutely agree. I think this should have absolutely been a $30 pack, not a $45.
Where's the beef on this one, man? So, I mean, we bought it. I don't agree with that price. Not at all. But, hey, it is good. I'll agree on that.
I'm a sucker
for the
fact
that... Maybe they should have thrown in an R2-D2.
Maybe.
With the dirty...
They could have. Because I didn't buy the 40th anniversary re-release of that R2.
I haven't either.
They got a lot of their money out of that one release. But I think what the good thing about this one is I'm a sucker for having more screen accurate stuff. Otherwise, after playing with the Luke, if you don't want the Yoda and you're happy with the Yoda you have, you might as well just wait for the new re-release of the Return of the Jedi series and get that. Just get that Luke. It doesn't come with a Yoda. It's only going to be $20. So,
well, getting back into some shared acquisitions, Psycho Rangers came in this week.
Yes, they did.
I'm disappointed that we already got 2 of these and then get a box set.
I am too, but I told you about this before. A lot of the re-releases that seem to be coming out, I got lucky on because for some reason I have the bad luck of every 10 figures or so I'll get one that's stupidly loose. So my Red Ranger, my Psycho Red, was one of those problems. I couldn't pose him if I wanted to. So I was going to buy another 2-pack to get a new Psycho Red when they announced the 5-pack, and I got lucky. So I just happened to get another Psycho Red. And
my Psycho Red is actually kind of wonky to stand, too. So I'm thinking that's the old one.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to probably sell my old Psycho Red just for a credit somewhere. I don't know.
And sadly, I did not get green still.
Green did go back on sale, but I do think that
means sold out again.
I think you'll have another opportunity again.
I'm really hoping so.
But yeah, the Psycho Pack, great. I like the red. I like the blue, black, yellow, pink. Who would have thought that technically this would be our first completed team?
Technically, yes.
Technically, if you don't count Zane.
Well, I mean, I've got my official release Black Ranger that was made only for me. I'm
talking about Silver Psycho. I'm saying if you don't technically count him, then you have your first release.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, and of course my specially designed only to me by Hasbro.
Your team's still not complete. Where's Alpha 5?
I hate you. Anyway. But yeah, it's a good pack. The other one, yours is coming in.
Mine officially shipped today.
Omega Ranger, the Deca Break. This is a
Sunday for us.
And pretty good figure, except when you really start to look at them up close. There are some paint apps that are messed up. Also, I didn't even note on the review that I did, which is up on the channel, by the way, check that out, that his visor mouthpiece is cut off over here, and it's just white. Does the silver go over? I was curious about that. Does it go over or does it stay inside the mouthpiece?
This mouthpiece, the mouthpiece is slanted. It's not supposed to be straight down anyway. So when we were looking at this earlier, there are 2 things that people should know. One, they're sending it in a bubble mailer. If you want a pristine pack, you're not going to get it.
No.
But with Omega Ranger specifically, there's a lot of QC issues happening. Like, a lot of the paint is smearing. Jason, you have 3 different paint smears on yours
All
alone.
on the helmet.
All on the helmet. He has, like, red on the side.
Yep. I saw those, and somehow I missed the mouthpiece, though.
Yeah, and it wasn't until I looked at it earlier today where I looked at it and it went... Because the thing is, the silver almost matches with the white, so it's not noticeable. Yeah. But when I held it up, I realized they just cut it off. So you have, like, this triangle of missing paint.
And that is disappointing. I can fix that. But also the painting down the back.
They also, well, yeah, so like they didn't do the V on the back. Like it didn't go all the way down. That's one that you didn't mention.
Yeah, which Deca Red does.
I'm also disappointed that they didn't paint the morpher.
At all.
Like, period. You did. It looks great. I don't have your talent, so I'm not going to. But
bring yours over, I will paint it.
I will definitely take you up on that. But yeah, they didn't paint the morpher, and it seems like we love this line to death.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like the further in we go, the more QC issues they're having.
Shortcuts that we're seeing.
They're taking more shortcuts. We're not getting as much love on this line. It's part of what we were going to talk about earlier today. Yeah. But
also, the bike looks good for their first vehicle. I'm going to give them credit on the bike. It looks good.
I was messing with it earlier. I do like it. I probably won't have it up at all, but it looks good.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. And yeah, we're going to get into that a little bit later on. But yeah, I did get it. I painted the morpher. I think it looks good. Check out my Instagram if you want to see some close-up photos of it. I did do a little bit more touch-up, but there's only so far I can go down, by the way. Like the dials.
Yeah.
No. I don't know how they do that. Maybe I will get that skilled one day, but...
So even some of like the pros that I see on our Instagrams that we've given shout-outs to can't get that much detail into it.
I've seen... Oh, design in case. He did it. Which he should be my shout-out this week. Because he's the one I get all the 3D printed armor pieces from. Yeah. Maybe I'll go ahead and make him my shout out. Anyway, so moving on. Let's see. You are showing off that Star Boost Iron Man over there.
So yeah, I pulled a shady thing to get this one early.
Oh jeez.
But I say shady, quote unquote.
Uh-huh.
So I went to my local Target because I had been looking this up for a while and no one could seem to find this one, and I luckily had the DPCI number for it, so I found it at my local Target and I went in there to go grab it. Because everyone else had been taking theirs home, right? So I grabbed mine, and they had 2 of them. And I scanned it, and it wouldn't let me do it because it was street dated for August 1st. And I had found this before August 1st. And I was like, well, does it matter? You have it out. It's already here. Look, I'm trying to be nice and reasonable with you guys. And the woman just took it from me out of my hands and said, I can't sell it to you. You're not going to buy this today.
That's how they did when I first found Lightning Collection.
Yeah, so I got super pissed off about that. So I said, well, I'm going to get this one way or another. And they went, good luck with that. So I walked to the back, talked to a guy there, held up both a random like Captain America figure they had and this one. And I said, I want to buy this one. And then he scanned that one. I paid for it. And then I said, I'm going to take this one, though. And then I left. So I paid for Cap, but I got Star Boost. But the guy was like, I don't care. It's a toy. And I was like, well, you know what? I appreciate it.
Why is there a street date on that anyway?
I don't know. But it was officially street dated for August 1st. You can officially buy them now in stores if you find them. But the fact that I had to put up with the hassle to begin with was... And I don't feel good about it. I don't like messing up Target's inventory systems. Because I used to work retail for the longest period. I hate when that happens, too.
Mm-hmm.
But... You know, here it is. But I actually like it. It's 100% reuse without realizing it's reuse, right? So, like, not 100%. I would say it's more like 85. But, like, the big, bulky chest piece is a rubber overlay on top of the original armor piece.
Fly them over here.
So, like, I think it's these pieces here, these here, and obviously, I think the helmet's reused too. But, yeah, that piece is a rubber overlay.
Oh, man. It is. Wow.
But it works, though. It looks great.
For Iron Man armor, yeah, it does.
They even gave you 4 blast effects, so you can have him full on flying. So I'm really happy with that Iron Man. I do like it. It's a nice way to get another Star Boost armor. Iron Man falls into the same category as like Wolverines and stuff for me.
I almost want to make a shelf for Iron Man. Exactly.
Like, I will take any flavor of Iron Man you give me. Like, I own the weird, stupid disco armor that's purple and orange. I have that one too. Like, I love Iron Man. I do.
All right, back to acquisitions.
Other things I picked up some really cheapy figures, but we officially got the new technically re-release of Sonic the Hedgehog figures without bendy wire. They re-released parts of them and they don't have bendy wire anymore. So you have Dr. Eggman, you have Tails, Sonic and Shadow, no bendy wire. They do come with some additional accessories like the little like rings that are 10 coins and like a spring that's actually springable. Like it's fun little gimmick. They don't have the tightest joints because they are $10 figures, but if you didn't like the bendy wire like I don't, then it's a good find if you like Sonic the Hedgehog stuff.
I noticed there's like 2 of them that are down on the table.
Yeah,
so.
they can't stand. They're not standable figures except for Eggman. But
I like the hinges on the hands. Actually, can go up more.
Exactly, you can
neutral kind of hand.
Yeah, because that was my problem with other Iron Man figures, is having it constantly in a repulsor blast phase. Like otherwise, then I would just have it constantly in a fist. But I would rather have my Iron Man open-handed because he's always blasting anyway.
I like that the hinges go down enough that you can actually make him look neutral. Anyway.
But yeah, so the Sonic figures, they're good. Like I probably don't pick up too many of them. They're actually not that bad. Like Eggman here.
I don't want to care about Eggman. I
don't
want Eggman. I don't want Eggman. Bring Sonic over here. I don't care about Eggman. Jeez.
But so like they're actually decent.
These shoulder.
Yes, they have their problems. They're less than $10 figures, but overall they're okay. Like I'll pick up if they make Chaos and Metal Sonic, I'll pick those up. But otherwise, I'm done with the Sonic line. Maybe Super Sonic as well.
God, this is a birth defect. Just
moving away from those. Like I said, we've been on a Kamen Rider kick. Sticking with more Kamen Rider stuff.
Nice. I like what you did.
No, it's not intentional. I finally did get my driver in, but he's not on the table for a reason. Like, I mean, it's on there. It's not there to show off. But we also kept getting more Progrise keys from 01.
This is how they get you.
Yeah. So, like, a lot of them were a decent deal. So that's one of the reasons why I ended up getting into the Rider Kick stuff. Because to get Breaking Mammoth, you had to buy the Breaking Mammoth figure. But they had him on sale for $20. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get this giant mecha in the key. But you got in some new keys too. But I got in the Freezing Bear and the Biting Shark. And I had Flaming Tiger at home. I actually have it here. And you just got Flaming Tiger in.
Yeah, and I had Cheetah before
you
as
had
well.
Rushing Cheetah, which we now know doesn't belong to 01 to begin with.
Nope.
But you also got Punching Kong.
Yep.
Who I'm loving.
The sound effects on that one.
Yeah, these sound effects are hilarious, but I don't think they come off well.
I have to get the gun. I
want it to. I honestly want to get that gun and get Rushing Cheetah and Lightning Hornet and all that. They're good effects. But sticking with that, I also picked up the SH Figuarts shooting Vulcan. Vulcan shooting Wolf is what he's called.
Looks good.
Details phenomenal. I'm excited to
get. This is Figuarts, of course.
I like to get I'm excited to get the Rider Kicks, but these were the ones that I wanted to buy and put into a shelf and make it a Kamen Rider shelf. He also came with 01 sword because he uses 01 sword in the series. So they were like, here you go. And you got to put it in. And now I have him equipped with his briefcase sword.
They've done that with other releases where you want this accessory? Well, you got to get this guy over here.
So I was all for it. And so I really love this Kamen Rider figures. They're coming along great. I'm
loving
phenomenal.
the series. I'm about 8 episodes in.
I'm about 7. I thought I was further than you since you hadn't seen Freezing Bear.
Oh, maybe I am behind then.
You might be 6 because you probably have one more to Freezing Bear. But so I got him. I also, in an attempt to find G.I. Joe figures, as we have been, I did find the new Godzilla figures. So I managed to come across the new Neca Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. It's a longer title. I don't care about that much. Care about it that much. They look good. They're
Neca's really knocking it out of the park with those.
Godzillas are Godzillas. You can't. They're going to be exactly what they are. Biolante's Godzilla, where he looks like a cat. They got that cat texture and face just down perfectly. It's hilarious to look at. But I'm really happy to keep getting more Godzillas. I'm really happy when we get that Kong figure next because I'll get to have another figure that's not just Godzilla.
Come on, Neca.
You and I have another shared release.
Okay.
Beachhead.
Oh yeah, I did find the Beachhead and Cobra Command, the Cobra Trooper.
Yeah,
I need another Cobra Trooper.
You haven't gotten Roadblock because I don't think you want to get Roadblock anymore.
Yeah.
You went from I need to get this right now to I don't really know if I need this. On my shelf, I'm pretending that it's not Roadblock.
Yeah, I'll probably get him. I haven't actually seen him, so I haven't. They had to get Beachhead for me, so.
Oh, same here. I'm pretending that my other Roadblock is like Roadblock's brother.
Speaking of, and while we're on that. Why is Beachhead 1?
So Beachhead's only 1 for us. Everywhere we've seen, Cobra Troopers have been coming in their own cases. Roadblock comes in his own case. Mm-hmm. Beachhead comes in his own case. Every place we went, Beachhead was 1.
This doesn't make any sense.
I went to one and they wouldn't give it to me because there's a whole lot of miscommunication between Target and Hasbro.
Yeah.
They still think that that the street date's August 14th, which I guess only applies to Baroness since no one has Baroness yet. But yeah, Beachhead was only one, and I had to argue with with my main toy guy. It was really funny though because I didn't want to offend him because I looked at him and I went, "Look, man, I'm not gonna try to argue with you. I'll tell you what. If you go in the back, you go find Beachhead for me. I will let you personally ring him up, and if he doesn't let you ring up, I will apologize to you right now, walk away, and I will come back on that day." The guy left, came back and went, "I scanned it. It works. Here you go." And I was just like, great.
Yeah, my Target was a little bit more accommodating. I just basically told them, no, it'll ring up. Trust me, it'll ring up. And they let me buy it. So there we go. Yeah, still
well, my guy's the manager of that department.
Oh,
so,
okay. You lucky bitch.
So he doesn't question me or make fun of me. He just goes, "What you looking for today?" And I'm like, "I have this number." He went, "Great." But yeah, he was one of those guys that because he's the manager, he's like, "I'm telling you, I cannot do it." And I was like, "I'm not trying to argue."
Does your backpack stay on your Beachhead?
No.
Damn, the peg is too short to get through his vest.
Okay, let me rephrase. Mine did. It did stay.
Oh, it stays, but if I sneeze on it...
But, no, mine stays a little bit sturdier, but I don't like the backpack on it generally with some of those because the backpack's not sculpted well enough to make it look like it's actually stuck on there like a backpack. So I generally throw it in a bag and I don't think about it.
I'm about to start doing that with mine just because I have them on there now, but...
Yeah, the only one that looks somewhat passable is Duke's. And even then, I threw Duke's inside of a plastic bag and I put it in a drawer and I've forgotten about it.
Well, back to other acquisitions. You get to finish off with what you got over
Last three, on my way this morning, I constantly had it up. I had the DCPIs of these because they're all assorted. And I managed to find one Target on my way to your house that I went to because it said they finally got a refresh of G.I. Joe figures.
And it's a different DPCI than the original release?
Nope, they are all assorted. So even though these are technically street dated till November 1st, you can buy them right now if you find them.
November 1st?
November 1st.
That is some...
I got to delete my stuff from Entertainment Earth. Everywhere else says November 1st. Even the DCPI, if you look up their individual numbers, it says November 1st.
Wow.
But they're assorted, so it doesn't matter. So I went, and I was really hoping to find them because I really want Wave 2, and I really like G.I. Joe figures now. And I got in there, and I got lucky, and the 6 figures they had were 3 Cobra Commanders, 2 Gung Hos, and 1 Red Ninja, and I managed to grab all of them. And I was
It's a shame that the Army Builder is 1 per case.
It is 1. I understand why they want Cobra Commander out there. He's Cobra Commander. And I was surprised that they at least didn't go 1 Gung Ho and go 2 Red Ninjas at least.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of weird.
That's what I was assuming. But yeah, no, I managed to get the Red Ninja, Cobra Commander, and Gung Ho. Gung Ho is a little off. And pretend we didn't already make the argument about the hat.
Right. The face is off.
Something's wrong with the face and the body proportions. It doesn't look the same as when you look at Roadblock.
No, there's something
There's something off about it. So even though I'm happy to have Gung Ho...
But this is like first day impressions. Maybe you'll see it.
I am going to put him in the back of the display where he's still big and beefy.
I like the Gung Ho. I like the weapons.
I do too.
It's just...
I wish they would paint the weapons more. Like, did you notice that from Wave 1 to now, they've stopped painting the weapons? They're cheaping out on the line as well. Roadblocks is completely painted. Scarlet's isn't, and neither is Snake Eyes. But Duke's was painted. Destro's was painted. But then we got to the beach release. We have green, plain little army guy guns that are just that same color green. Gung Ho's are all in silver. Even Cobra Commander, his gun is just straight up silver.
You know what all this means? We're going to have to buy Valaverse weapons.
I mean... I already found alternate guns that I gave to my other G.I. Joes.
I like the Valaverse weapons packs, and I might have to get a couple of them.
I got rid of the big-ass gun that Roadblock got, and I found a more militaristic-looking gun that I gave him on my shelf.
I've been trying to find a 50 cal for mine.
When I find a bigger weapon, I'm going to give him a bigger weapon.
I've been trying to find just a decent-looking one-handed 50 cal. I think I found something, but anyway. But yeah, I noticed the same thing with Lightning Collection. Let's take Dino Charge Red. When we first got him, which... We're done with new acquisitions, right?
Yeah, we're done.
Let's go ahead and move into this because I noted on the review that I did of Dino Charge Black. Like with Dino Charge Red, we got a different color on the belt buckle, more consistent with the show. We got the hand guards were actually painted silver. But then I noticed on
On gold, he didn't have that.
They didn't paint the neck. They didn't paint the knuckle dusters. Minimal paint apps.
They still did well on the chest. My big issue that I had with Dino Charge Black is, they didn't paint the same stuff.
But isn't that accurate to the character?
But didn't it look sloppy on the chest?
Mine looked okay.
Well, so I could tell what it was, but they didn't put in that fine amount of detail that they did with all the other characters.
Oh, no. And I'm seeing more and more of that. Like, I mean, granted, they did actually paint the neck on Dino Charge Black. We got the silver band and the white neck. They didn't do the silver band on red. They didn't do the silver or the white on gold, which I painted in the white on gold.
It's one of those things where we absolutely love the Lightning Collection series. I mean, just watch our other episodes of Alternate Heads and watch me go from I have no intention of collecting these to I now own all of them. And you'll see that we just love this series. But to see that Hasbro went from we got to put all the love and care in the world in those initial figures to now we're starting to give you re-releases and now we're starting to give you less quality control is just sad to see. But not to mention there's no announcements for some of these. They're just here.
And we are getting a Fans First Friday this coming Friday.
This coming Friday we'll get our first Fans First Friday. But
like even with Dino Charge Gold, his weapon, I painted that up, showed it off on Reddit. The weapons have a lot of detail.
Yeah.
And they're just begging for just a little bit more paint.
It's funny because we originally thought that the love wasn't there in the first series because they didn't give us any weapons like the ones that we wanted, other than like Saba and Zed's gun or Zed's thing. And yeah, we got like some minor accessories, but you're right, we didn't get the armored on version of Dino
of any of them.
Red and stuff like that. And then you said, I hope that these weapons will happen. And then once we got Zeo Blue, we started seeing a little bit more weapons. And then once we got Mighty Morphin Blue, we got even more weapons. So it was nice to see that they were putting in that care. But then something like Omega comes out and they go, here's a $30 bike for you. But we're not going to finish painting the back. We're not going to really be careful on the head. Some of the people out there have the worst looking heads. Like, it just looks like somebody dropped it into a bucket of paint and said, that's good enough.
I gotta admit, I was worried about the Psycho Rangers after I started seeing this.
I had a little QC issues on some of them. My new one, has a red spot that goes over that kind of looks like he's looking off to the side now.
That's one that happens.
But I'm not worried about it. But, like, seeing your Omega, like, that could have been a lot worse, to be honest with you. But seeing the fact that it just cut off the paint is just really disappointing to see.
Really hoping some of the QC issues really get addressed, man, because
I do too.
It's the details there. And granted, this is turning to my line to customize here with buying weapons for Zeo Blue and painting them up and arming him up properly with his signature weapons and his collapsed staff. But I don't want to do this for every single release that comes out.
We kind of had a similar QC issue with Green when he came out. Not Psycho, but like Mighty Morphin Green Tommy. Did you ever notice that like the silver that was here didn't always collide and it did this?
Yeah.
So I guess if we go into news, we can start off with that too.
We can go right into Lightning Collection news.
So first thing that I had on the list was Lightning Collection. We already said that Fans First Friday is supposed to be this upcoming Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. But we already know part of what's coming out because we've been getting leaks and people have been finding like the codes for things for a while and people are trying to break those codes. But we did finally get our first look at Wave 6, even though it hasn't been announced. It'll be announced this Friday.
Just send that image over to me?
Yes.
Okay,
Wave 6, we kind of knew a while back, but of course we never actually talk about it until it's confirmed. Wave 6 is going to consist of Mighty Morphin Black Ranger, Mighty Morphin Green Ranger without the silver on top, In Space Yellow, and Zeo Red.
I swear you said you sent me that image, but...
I did. I also sent it in the Facebook stuff.
Okay, but I have it anyway.
Yeah, but I'm very excited. One, I'm happy to see green without the silver. I didn't mind the silver to begin with. I just didn't care. But this is part of the whole re-release. Technically, we've already gotten 2 of these figures before. we got green in a 2-pack with the putties, and then they re-released the putties. And then
which army building putties, not so bad. Come on.
But the Green Ranger that's not necessary. I understand people may not have wanted to buy the 2-pack, but I was happy with the one I had. But Now we're getting another one.
No silver.
Same thing with the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger. Yes, we have the Dragon Shield version, and yes, you can do customs and stuff like that to make it better, but this is like the official not having to do that. I'm happy to see this, but it was the same thing that I felt when we got the red, but the difference between getting red and the Dragon Shield was it was an SDC exclusive,
right,
where we also got gold. And I completely understand them wanting to re-release gold. It made sense.
Right.
Gold, like, people can't always get SDC stuff. I 100% understand that. But giving us something that ultimately ended up losing its entire value, other than the fact that we had a Jason head, doesn't make sense to me anymore. That was our first trip up. Second trip up was, of course, the putties. Now it's green, now it's black, and now it's Zed. I don't know why they're doing this to us.
So, I'm not as excited about this. Yes, I'm ready to start in space. There's a female figure. Wanted that. Still going to probably need to get some custom weaponry from her from designing case. I know Zeo Red, because Zeo Blue didn't come with any of his signature weapons. I'm going to have to get the sword for him, which is one of the best parts. I love the sword.
I'm absolutely excited for Zeo Red. Zeo Red is one of those ones that I absolutely love.
And that'll bring us up to 3.
That means the only one we're missing for Tommy will technically be will technically be Dino Thunder Black. Yeah. Technically, you can make an argument for Turbo, but we all know we want that TJ head with Turbo.
Yeah, I don't want any more Tommy heads. Okay, we need TJ.
This will be the last Tommy figure we technically have to get by Gung Ho.
He just took a dive.
Well, to be fair, he got taken out by shooting Wolf, so I mean, can you really blame him?
But the Zeal Gold looks good. He does have the 2 holsters, so he's probably going to come with just the blaster and the open saber again.
He may come with his sword. This is just product shots, because if you look, none of them are holding their weapons.
I'm going to grab that gun, though, because I want to check it out. Anyway.
So, but yeah, no, it's one of those things where I'm excited to see this next wave, but of course we have other things that we're thinking that we're going to see as well. They're probably going to officially announce some 2-packs that we found on Amazon. No one's translated them yet. The biggest guess right now is that they're going to finish up Beast Morphers.
The thing about that first image, I thought they were doing 5 per line at first. I was there's 5. Oh, wait, never mind.
No, that's...
I was so disappointed.
That's Beast Morphers Blue. But yeah, no, like there's some supposed 2-packs. So we're kind of guessing what we were thinking they were going to announce. Obviously, they're going to announce Wave 6.
It's going to be hard to guess.
We think they're going to announce those 2-packs that we saw about Beast Morphers. Going into other Power Rangers news to kind of go in what we think they may be announcing is this Power Rangers Mighty Morphin, not Mighty Morphin, Power Rangers Zeo Megazord. That's non-transformable. You cannot take it apart.
Pretty big though.
It's huge. I think it's going to run you about $50 from according to what most of the listings seem to say. And you have 5 different helmets you can put on them as well. And I'm thinking...
And that's standard with the... even the one I have up there, he's got all 5 of the helmets.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting this. I don't quite know yet.
You don't like transforming stuff?
I don't like transforming stuff, but I don't know if I have the room for this to begin with. But then when you come to transforming stuff, they have basic figures as well, where we're getting the basic transformable original Mighty Morphin Zord, where you can get all 5 of those.
I think it's a good way to release this one, by the way.
I do too. I think it's a good way for us to get Zords, but they're not officially Lightning Collection either. So I don't know how that's going to work. And technically, Zeo's big thing is being listed as Lightning Collection, but on the box that we have pictures of says nothing about Lightning Collection. So I guess we'll have to find out.
What I will say about this basic assortment, because I am not for the basic figures, but this actually makes a really good looking Megazord.
It does.
And it looks posable.
It doesn't look bad. Like, someone only got like 2 out of the 3 boxes that it comes with, and it still looks good. You can even turn it into tank mode.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's almost comparable to the look of my SOC version.
It reminds me a lot of the figures I had growing up.
Yeah. So this is cool. And the packs were only how much a piece?
I want to say they're about $10, $15
they're not
total.
That much.
They're about the amount that you would get for any basic figure from the Beast Morphers line. Like
we've been wondering when they were going to start getting us some Zords.
We had been asking about that.
But I do question, why are we getting this non-transformable Zeo?
I don't know, but that's the thing.
It doesn't make any sense.
It even says Hasbro on it, so this is officially Hasbro licensed.
Right.
But we know my stance. I don't like transforming stuff, but Power Rangers isn't a tough transforming build. Okay, no. This is one of those things where I could look at it and figure out how to get this done. It's Transformers.
Don't get me wrong. I like the look of the Zeo one. Just kind of like, man,
yeah,
it looks great. Looks great, and I think it's almost as big as my Zeo Megazord up there.
I think it is. I want to say they are about this size.
Yeah. So,
I know I'm pointing up and no one can see that, but still.
Oh yeah, I don't have that.
I think that they're about the size of like the Soul of Chikoken. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I tried. But yeah, no, I mean, I'm excited for more Power Rangers related stuff. I've been really getting into Super Sentai, which is making me love those series more. So I really want to see just them also tell us about Wave 7, because Wave 7's initial guesses were it's going to have Dino Fury figures in it. But now that they put that casting on hold, or they've either just finished it, like it had, because of the whole virus situation. What did you do?
Barely touched it. I think it may have happened in the fall, but yeah, it's just a mushroom peg. But that just popped off. Hold on. Popped on really easy.
I mean, worst case scenario, I know where another one is.
Yeah, it's a loose peg. Does he have butterflies? He does have butterflies.
I'll have to inspect that.
That mushroom peg needs to be beefed up. It's really barely on there.
I would just cut this part out, but
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. And I don't know, we can tell people, yeah, watch out for your gung hos and the mushroom pegs on there.
I'll keep an eye on it. Worst case scenario, I'll put some super glue around it
just beef it up a little bit.
Beef it up a little bit. Worst case scenario, I do know where the other one is, but because I was saving that one for you.
Yeah, I'm still hoping I can go get that one. Anyway, go on, moving on. So we're on.
So if we're on Hasbro, you want to just stay with Hasbro's?
Let's go ahead and just stick in with Hasbro.
Let's go to G.I. Joe real quick.
All right.
G.I. Joe has already been shown, but we did get pretty promotional shots for things like Baroness. Baroness is the only picture that I really included since Baroness
I used those in the last show.
Yeah, so we have those, but that's really about all I have.
I love Baroness's. Back to it. I love Baroness's weapons and everything.
I want Baroness so bad.
Everybody
we
does.
Need more Cobra.
This week, supposedly.
Supposedly this week. I have her saved on my phone. So when she pops up, I'll let you know. We also got pretty promotional shots thanks to Marvel Monday, where we got the official listing for the Punisher writing series. I have decided I will officially not be picking this up.
But you wanted the weapons so much.
I wanted the weapons. I did, but I'm just going to have to let it go.
I kind of like this Frank, honestly, the more I look at it. With the staples in his head and everything. And this
is the type of Punisher that I would have wanted, but I do like my MCU Punisher enough that I'm just going to go ahead and let it go.
I think it'll be around. I'm not in a hurry to get it, but I do like his weapon assortment.
It does look good. But Marvel Monday's big thing was the official release and pre-orders for the Pyro and Rogue 2-pack.
Ooh, boy. I actually found one of my Pyro figures just to compare it, to look at it. This is a good Pyro. Although
there have been some problems that I have with this Pyro, but it's the same problems everyone else has. I will say that people did think initially that this was going to be a movie set of Pyro and Rogue, which I would have been okay with, but it turns out to be a comic set. I don't mind the way this Rogue looks. I actually like it.
That is the X-Men Legacy design. It does look good. This was a previously unreleased figure, though. And they just gave it a different head sculpt and two alternate heads now.
That is correct. I like the other alternate head a little more.
Why didn't they give us an ungloved hand, though? Seriously. We got alternate heads. No, alternate hands.
Because they're teasing that for the future.
Whatever.
Remember?
They could have given her. I think I've got enough female hands in Marvel Legends that it's not really a big issue. Mine is the Pyro. I don't like the flame on hands. He should have had.
So that's one of the big issues that I have too. The piping. Right? If you take a look at the hoses that's there,
there's
holes for clearly placeable fire effects, but we didn't get them. We got those reused pyro fists, which I guess is okay, but I'm never gonna use those.
No, he controls the fire. If anything, I don't like those. Give me flame jets. This is what you should have given me with the Heavy Mandalorian, with that port that he had for the flamethrower in his arm. Give me a flamethrower effect. Okay. Can of beams. Hook us up, bro.
There we go.
Hook us up. We need flame effects for our Pyro.
Here's another issue that I have. I actually really like the Stone Cold face. The one that he just kind of looks like, I'm about to do my work. The other face where he's got that evil grin, is it me or do the eyes look too low?
The evil grin? Hang on. Let's see.
Like, the other ones look fine, but they look like they're, like, riding that line with that nose.
Ooh,
they're like right there.
Okay, those are goggles. Those aren't his eyes. So I'm excusing it because that's a costume piece. and it's goggle pieces.
Yeah, but even if you were to count his eyes as normal and those are goggles, that means his goggles are like cutting off half of his vision.
Hey, stormtroopers somehow shoot with their... Oh, they don't.
No, they don't. They miss.
So, yeah, I see what you're saying, and yes, if we go off the goggles, but those are not his eyes. Those are goggles. So, yeah, he's up at the top. There's some mechanics here I'm really wondering, okay? Because the orange part is a mask, but it's coming down over the goggles.
I'm telling you, like, I will not be posing him with that head
I don't think I can now.
No,
because
I'm going to have him have that he's going to have that stern face where his eyes and goggles look like they're normal. But
that's just way too much brow.
That's that's a lot.
I'm trying to imagine my skin going over a goggle, and I'm not comfortable with this at all.
Exactly.
Okay.
But there we
are. I
are.
can't unsee that now. Damn you.
There we are. That's the last one. If we're sticking with Hasbro, do you want to jump into Transformers for you?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do some Transformer stuff. So we got some shots of more Transformers Earthrise stuff. If you haven't watched Transformers War for Cybertron,
I have not.
It's good. It's good.
I've heard good things, but I also can't get over the fact that to sell toys, they made the characters have backpacks.
Anyway. But we did get Cliff Jumper, but we are getting a Bumblebee based off of that Cliff Jumper mold. You know, some retooling and everything to make him look like a beetle.
I will say, I will get this one.
It looks good. I like
Bumblebee.
it. I love how he has, like, it looks like he kind of, the backpack thing. It looks like he has a hoodie.
It's crazy that it took him this long to give us Bumblebee.
I could see them. I could see it. We are getting...
Did you notice he doesn't have a... Oh, I guess he does now, but did you notice initially that... I missed it because I didn't realize it was on his foot, but he didn't have his Autobot symbol.
Yeah, I can fix that with a sticker.
It's on his foot.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it on his foot. We did get a look at the Elita 1, which is basically a reuse of the RC mold with some... the car mode looks the same. It's basically a new weapon and a new head for Elita 1. However, she was the breakout of this series. She's very good. Her voice actor was this lady named Lene Russo. She's a stunt woman. She's a writer. She's a mocap artist. Lady's very talented. But yeah, she's definitely one of the higher points of the Netflix series. So we are getting an Elita 1. I still hate this car mode and that most of the car is on her back. But it looks good. It looks accurate to what we saw on the show. We also are getting an Earthrise Megatron. And this figure is going to peg warm, okay?
Hey, man, look at those lips.
This thing is going to peg warm. Shut up about the lips. We don't need this one because the War for Cybertron or the Siege, this is so close to that. I'm not buying a second Megatron. I'm not doing it.
I'm already getting rid of my Optimus, my Megatron, and probably my Soundwave.
Shut your filthy...
Just for that Red
mouth.
Series.
We are also getting an Earthrise Blue Streak, which looks good. That's just a render, but we know we're probably going to get Prowl. We're going to get Smokescreen. And Blue Streak's got the shoulder cannons. The weapon looks good. I like this one. I think I like it more than I like the Siege Prowl, so I'm going to be getting that one. I think that's it for official releases, but moving on to some Transformers third-party stuff. Fans Hobby, they have not announced a date for this release, but they have shown a Masterpiece Quintesson, and I actually have a little video of this one. It's got light-up effects, the jaws move on all of the faces of the Quintesson. It's a pretty big figure as well. Light-up effect on the little jet underneath that's keeping him off the ground. This looks good, and also it looks like it comes with the little ship, which also yesterday was the anniversary of the Transformers movie that came out. Yeah, I believe it's like 34 years now. But it looks like that little ship has buttons on top, so it might have some sound effects as well. So you're getting a little bit... X-Transbots, I've always liked what they do.
So this character's a villain, right?
Oh, yeah.
So is that why this Hot Rod character's next to him? Is because they're best friends and he murdered Optimus?
No.
Sure.
No. Anyway. I don't like... Anyway. It looks good. No announcement. They're calling it, because they can't call it a Quintesson, Dr. Egg, which I like that.
I mean, that's fair.
Also, X-Transbots, I did show last week that I got Minerva, or their version of Minerva, which, good bot. The rescue crew with her, and I'm going to just put her, Ratchet, and Inferno. They're just the rescue folks. But they did announce they're doing another Fans Hobby release with this Headmaster's gimmick. and it's ace hitter. It looks good. These figures are going to be pretty much based the same, though, with a few alterations to make it look differently. But I really like Headmasters. I like adding more kind of emergency rescue vehicles that are also Autobots. So I'll be getting that. But it looks good. No release date announced for this one yet. You want to move into a little bit of Fortnite?
Sure, let's go into Fortnite. So here's the beautiful thing about Fortnite figures. One day you'll find out Fortnite's being sold on Amazon and you just buy it and it's on its way. That didn't happen for us this time around, unfortunately. But we did, out of nowhere, get 2 new releases. They are ridiculous, but we love them. That said, I only bought one of them.
Wait, you didn't get which one?
I did not pick up Doggo. So actually, I did buy Doggo and P1000 together, but I realized that I'm having to kind of pick and choose because it's getting to that kind of time of year, especially with September coming around the corner. And
look at Doggo's big heavy weapon, man.
I did the math for the amount of money I'm about to spend in September, and
don't ever do that.
I shouldn't have done it, and I have to now prepare for it. But Doggo looks awesome. Like, I love the fact that he's just a giant pug just holding weapons.
The faces. I showed my wife this one, and even she was like, that's adorable.
Yeah, he's got his food bowl with food in it.
And a happy face for the food.
Like, it looks great. But the one that I'm the most interested in, because obviously I would be, is going to be none other than P1000, which is a robot Peely.
Okay.
I think we talked about this weeks ago.
Couple things.
Well,
he's got a cape. Is that his skin?
Probably is.
Oh.
So here's the thing. I think we talked about P1000 a while back. I'm pretty sure that we had found the listing that said P1000 was going to be made, and that they were also going to make a Secret Agent Peely as well. But once we got P1000, I looked at it and I knew I had to have it because I don't know anything about Fortnite. I don't have kids.
Nope.
I don't play Fortnite. But these wacky ass characters make me want to own them all.
I know.
So thinking that the Peely we had in my mind story has that we finally took down the evil that was Peely, but he just couldn't stay down, and someone put him in a giant robot suit, and now he's just going rogue.
With what appears to be a blender for a head.
Yes, it looks like someone put him inside. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the fish guy from Umbrella Academy.
I found my wife looking over my Fortnite figures and noting how ridiculous, but she liked the ridiculousness of them.
Like, I love Fish Stick. Peely was absolutely astounding. Drift just looks super badass.
Oh, Fish Stick is following.
Burger Boss looks cool, but at the same time,
Excuse me.
I don't own Burger Boss.
It's Beef Boss.
I'm sorry, I don't own him.
Don't make Beef Boss pull out the pimp hand.
But so
because this is how Beef Boss talks.
These are already up on Amazon for pre-order. I think if you pre-order now, it'll still take you a little while. I think Doggo will come in sooner than later, but my P1000 says it won't come in until September.
Can we just admire Jazwares is really ruling this market?
Jazwares is doing great. I do have one complaint that I wish they would fix now. I am tired of the posable hand doing this. It doesn't make it easy for them to grab weapons anymore.
No. There's some design changes.
It's clearly a Toy Biz thing because most of the people that working for Toy Biz ended up working for Jazwares now, so they're doing that to kind of give you that bit of nostalgia. I'm tired of it. Most of my Jazwares stuff don't hold their weapons because they can't hold their weapons. So,
well, the thing about some of the Jazwares stuff too, because we're going to be talking a little bit more about Jazwares, but even looking at a line that I want, their AEW Unrivaled line,
they don't have it there.
They don't do it there.
I will
so
say
clearly
this,
these
though,
are different teams.
I'm not too upset about the fact that my, my Peely is not going to be able to hold a machine gun. Because to me, they're still wacky figures and it doesn't make sense, but I can now use those weapons to go to my Joes.
So is the simple fix for these just interchangeable hands?
Probably. Okay. But like I said, I'm not too upset, and they have better looking guns than G.I. Joe gave us, so you can use those guns for G.I. Joe.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think that's what I did for one of them, was like one of them had like a pistol, and I was just like, here you go.
So yeah, let's just do interchangeable hands. I have to fix that, and this will be a perfect line. So they're also doing that a UFC line as well. So
that's true.
Jazwares is killing it, but moving on, can we get into some other Jazwares news?
You go ahead.
Well, let's talk about this Halo line.
So I'm excited. I'm super stoked.
I really want the 1,000 toys Master Chief figure. I do. I can't afford it right now.
I can't either.
But man,
I knew I was gonna get these figures the moment they showed them off at Toy Fair.
now these are 6-inch scale, correct?
They are 6.5-inch scale.
Which is good because Spartans come in a lot taller.
So here's my thing. I have played Halo. I have not played a lot of Halo. I played Halo 1. I had started Halo 2. I do believe I played Halo 4. I just skipped the series, which is not like me. I did Halo 4, but I love Master Chief. I loved Red versus Blue.
I'm deep within the mythos of Halo.
All of Halo I love.
John's a great character.
The moment I saw this Master Chief, I have owned most Master Chief figures that I could get my hands on.
I've owned a couple as well.
I don't have many anymore. I think I just have 2 left. One from Halo 4, and then the other one was from like the original Halo game. But I saw these, and these already went up for pre-order on GameStop's website, which I have not done because I'm having issues with GameStop.
But
we have 3 different characters up for order. I don't know the names of the other 2s, but I obviously know Chief, and I will be getting this entire line.
I got to tell you, I was kind of iffy because I think the last time we saw was at Toy Fair.
Yes.
But those were the faraway shots.
But there were different things they showed at Toy Fair. They showed a 12-inch version. They showed, which were just like the basics that you would get with like the Titan Hero series from Marvel. They showed a 4-inch version, and then they showed a 6-inch version. But there weren't a whole lot of photos of the 6-inch. You may have been looking at the 4-inch.
Yeah. Well, looking at this 6-inch.
Those
I'm in.
Detailed.
I'm in.
Yeah, I will get them. I don't care if you want to give us the price hike of $25. I'm all in.
And also, these looks like they have better hands. Also, Jazwares.
They don't have the finger thing. They're gonna hold their guns.
So
but they have
I'm
the
in
toe
for
articulation.
These. I'm at least getting a Master Chief.
Me too.
Just
Master
because.
Chief is for sure.
I don't know
if they make Cortana, I'm in.
If I see like a Hayabusa armor, I might get that too.
I am gonna get this woman though, the one in blue. With the removable helmet.
I want the ODST troopers.
And I do want this. I'm going to get the whole line.
I think she is ODST.
I'm going to get the whole line. I'm already in.
Yeah, these look really good. I can't wait to see what they do with some of the aliens, though. Some of the Covenant.
God, we'll see.
And so we might have Covenant to get Covenant weapons.
McFarlane made some good figures from those, too. But, you know, McFarlane does McFarlane. But this is Jazwares. And Jazwares blew us away with Fortnite. So, I'm good.
See, I'm seeing the one figure, though. And I know how Jazwares does it. We need multiple weapons with these guys.
Who knows? We might.
So, cross my fingers for multiple weapons. So, all right.
Hey, Jason.
What?
Have you been watching Umbrella Academy alongside me?
I have not started season 2 yet.
So I finished season 2 yesterday.
Oh, okay. Thoughts? Quick thoughts?
Season 3 is definitely happening.
Oh.
I am very invested in season 3.
This is Netflix money right here.
I expect this Umbrella Academy to at least give us a total of 5 seasons. I think that's minimum.
Okay.
That said, you know, sometimes I watch a series and I have to have a figure to go with it, but sometimes I just have to expect the fact that I'm not going to get that. Umbrella Academy is not one of those. Boss Fight Studios, man.
I like Boss Fight Studios for a couple things. I also have some news from them, but go ahead.
Boss Fight Studios officially announced that we will be getting Umbrella Academy figures. So they from Netflix, not the comics. We're going to get the Netflix figures. And I can see them making at least 3 waves of Netflix figures. Because, you know, that's just the way they're going to work. And I'm super stoked for it. They've announced that wave 1's going to be Klaus, Vanya. Klaus, Vanya, Cha-Cha. There's one more character. I cannot remember what it is.
I wish I could tell you. I haven't. It's been a while, but
I can tell you. I just happened to. Let's see here.
Okay, I got it. Klaus, Vanya, Diego, Cha-Cha.
There we go. Diego. So I'm gonna. I've never owned any Boss Fight Studios figures, but I've always looked at them from afar and wanted to get those. Every time we've seen pictures and we've talked about it on the show, I've always been impressed with Boss Fight. Boss Fight now officially has my money.
Now, before you get too excited, do you realize these are like 1/18 scale?
I did not know that.
They will be the smaller scale, which brings me more into more Boss Fight Studios. And since we're in there, they showed off their Zorro figure with Tornado, with the horse.
Yes.
Now, these are going to be the 3.75-inch figures, man. Well, this Tornado is. I don't think they've actually made an announcement, though, on what size the Umbrella Academy figures will be, but I know from their Vitruvian Hacks line, these are smaller scale figures.
We'll have to see them. Like, that's gonna be the big thing.
Yeah.
If I can't look at these figures and say that I want these in my collection, then I'll pass up on something that I truly love. But right now, I'm invested. So once they show me those figures, if they look good enough, I will get them.
Okay. But also, along with, since we're getting into boss fight studios, they did actually show off this Zorro figure, and look at it. It looks great.
It doesn't look bad considering what size it is.
It is a G.I. Joe scale, like old school G.I. Joe scale figure.
I won't be
The
getting
horse
it,
looks
but
good.
It looks good.
Yeah, I'm not for this line. I was really hoping that it will be a 6-inch scale, because I do like Zorro.
Who doesn't like Zorro?
I know, right? So it's disappointing. I mean, would this be something that would get me back into 3.75-inch figures?
I very rarely get into 3.75 inch
know.
figures. The ones that I get are Nintendo based.
Yeah, so
Or Sonic based in this case. But very, very rarely have I picked up one where I was specifically looking for it. The last one, or I specifically hunted a 3.5 inch figure, was a Peely.
yeah. Well, that's different. All right, so yeah, looks good. Not getting it. Let's get into a little bit of Mezco, and they, along with MezcoCon, I guess we missed this one, but they have the iconic Frank Frazetta Death Dealer figure.
I heard about that.
Oh boy, this figure, people will buy this, just because he's been around for a while, man. This is the Death Dealer, and it looks good. The armor, I mean, I don't suppose we're getting interchangeable faces with this guy. But the signature axe, the only thing that will make this thing better is if you gave him that creepy horse that he sits on. So you could do that side profile thing where he's sitting there with the axe on his shoulder looking at you from the horse. Like,
I very rarely get Mezcos. Unfortunately, this is one of those moments where I won't be getting it either. But
yeah, this is a fence one for me.
But boy, like they'll announce something from Mezco, and I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh,
yeah, that looks
that
really
good. In
good.
the cabinet.
There's no doubt it looks good. It's something I have to really wait and see, and maybe once I get it in hand.
I guarantee you what's going to end up happening is you'll end up saying you don't want this figure, and then our good old pals at DVT will get them in, and you'll come home with it.
It's a good-looking figure, and I do enjoy Mezco stuff and iconic figures. Well, iconic figures such as this. So, but they also did tease with a little GIF.
They teased it back during the SDC stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had it in there, but we didn't mention it.
We didn't mention it. So I don't know how I feel about a Fantastic 4-pack, because I know how much I paid for a 4-pack of Ghostbusters.
I honestly, if they do them separately,
they won't.
Maybe.
No, that ain't happening, bro.
But I highly doubt that if they do make the 4-packers themselves, I won't be picking them up. Because I can't afford to pick them up.
But I'm just trying to imagine, with what we've seen with things like, some of their larger figures, a thing.
That's the one I want.
Oh, I'm curious
Can
what
you guess how good a Human Torch will look?
I don't even want to think about the Human Torch, but
think of the accessories that'll come with Mr. Fantastic.
Dang.
Exactly.
Dang. Now, that Ghostbuster set was a $300 set.
Oh, yeah. But it was a good set.
Oh, man. I don't know, bruh. Mezco's like, give me your money.
Mezco wants it, but I've already given it to Hasbro twice.
But I already know that thing figure is going to look fantastic.
The next time I buy a Fantastic Four figure, it'll be an MCU Hasbro Marvel Legends figure. I am not buying Fantastic Four again.
Well, I wanted to bring it up and just, kind of like put that gif of Jordan Peele like sweating, looking at something. Just the sweat beads just falling off of my head.
It's okay, because I have one of those toy lines that I'm about to talk about that I have the same feeling for. Super 7.
Oh, boy.
Super 7 announced a while back, and we talked about that briefly, that they were doing a partnership with Disney. They are going to make Disney Ultimate figures, which always means they're going to be around that $45 price point. And we had no idea what they were going to do. But then they announced their first wave of 3 figures, and I am very tempted to get Mickey.
Really?
I want Mickey. I love Mickey Mouse.
I mean, that's the one. That's
Fantasia
the one.
was one of those movies that I loved. I could not rewatch that movie again if I wanted to. I don't know why. There's just something about it.
Really?
But I loved that movie growing up.
Well, getting into this figure, wow.
This Mickey will come with an axe, 2 buckets of water, looks like 6 interchangeable hands with an additional hand for a pointing finger, as well as 3 alternate head scopes and a dancing broom.
This looks great.
Dude,
look at it.
So here's the thing. They're also incorporating soft goods into these.
I see that.
The robe itself will be a soft good cloak, but this Mickey, I really want. I'm so excited. But
they're not going to be able to make enough of these.
I don't think so.
Everyone's going to want this one.
Exactly. So I'm going to try to go for that one. But they also announced Pinocchio, which...
A lot of good accessories with these guys, man.
Pinocchio will come with 3 alternate head sculpts. One of those head sculpts will be... All of the head sculpts have longer noses for when he's telling a lie, and one of them having the birds that had to chip away at his nose to get it back down to normal. It'll come with 2 pairs of alternate hands. I want to say that
I think those birds just live there. They never like pecked him.
So in the original stories, as well as some of the other movies, when he grew his nose out like that, the blue fairy had to summon birds like woodpeckers to peck away the wood to bring his nose.
That is horrifying.
Have you never watched like the original Pinocchio stuff?
Probably not.
So one of the other ones, and this popped up in YouTube the other day, so it reminded me of why Pinocchio scared me as a kid. Remember when they turn into donkeys?
Yeah.
So in the original stories, Pinocchio fully turns into a donkey, and he gets sold to a circus. And when he doesn't perform well at the circus, they decide that they're going to kill him. So they decide to drown Pinocchio so they could shed his donkey skin so they can use it for something else. The blue fairy sends mini piranhas to eat off the donkey skin until he's a wooden boy again underneath.
Okay, let's go ahead and just move forward with this figure.
Pinocchio,
I'm gonna stick with my Disney version.
It's okay.
What's wrong with y'all?
If it makes you feel any better, we're getting an animated Netflix movie of Pinocchio that's done by none other than... I forget his name. Goodness, what is his name?
What did he do?
Pan's Labyrinth?
Oh, never mind. Oh, you're talking about Guillermo del Toro.
That's it.
Oh, goodbye.
He will be doing an animated singing musical version of Pinocchio.
Well, that'll be horrible. Anyway, moving on to the Disney version of Pinocchio here.
Also comes with a book, an apple, a little Jiminy Cricket, a little cat, as well as a fish inside of a fishbowl.
He almost looks too much like a real boy there.
I gotta tell you, though, well, that was the problem with the animated movie, too, is he still kind of looked like a real boy as well. But this Pinocchio does look really good.
It is.
And I was tempted to even go with Pinocchio. This last one, though, I won't be getting. But boy, does it confuse me. Do you happen to remember his name?
That is King John from the Robin Hood.
I'm aware. I just wanted to see.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why they went with him, but honestly, look at these facial expressions. You've got the snake that can be held in the choke. Like, I'm going to choke you.
This means, though, Super 7's going to be invested in this Disney line. This Disney line could not have been cheap. But if they started off with an obscure character like King John, who, by the way, will come with 6 alternate hands. Technically, he'll have an additional hand as well for the choking hand. He comes with a little tiny mirror. He comes with 2 versions of the snake. One snake that's normal and one that he's choking. Getting his choking hand ready. That's a Brock Baker reference if no one got that one. And 3 alternate heads. Like, it looks really good. I don't really have an interest in getting this one.
I mean, there's people out there that really love the Robin Hood.
Oh, absolutely.
Which, if they know that Robin Hood's coming, they're going to get this figure. The cloth goods on the cape look real. The jacket.
That's the same thing with me and with Wizard Mickey. No one really knows where Wizard Mickey came from. Some people do, obviously, but I remember him from when he actually appeared in as the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Showing up in Fantasia, making everyone dance, stealing the wizard's hat. Like, that was my childhood Disney movie. So, as much as I wish to fight it, I will be getting this Mickey. Hands down.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing...
I'm already calling it. They are not going to be able to make enough of these Mickeys. Everyone's going to want the Mickey.
Exactly. And there's nothing stopping me from getting the Mickey. I may have to get Pinocchio. I don't know if I want it. I'm going to have to talk to my wife to see if she has an opinion. But I will be getting this Mickey hands down. Super 7, you've got it. You've sold me.
They look really
Bryce,
good.
I am buying a figure with soft goods on it.
Oh my God, he wasn't here for this.
I know, and now he'll never be able to prove it until he watches the episodes.
Looks great though. Super 7's killing it with those.
Hey man, since we talked about Super 7, do you want to talk about Storm Collectibles?
Yes, I do have one from Storm Collectibles, and I don't get a lot of Storm Collectibles.
I'll let you also follow that up with Neca.
But they did show off a Jin Kazama from Tekken 7, which, damn, Jin's my main.
I didn't play Tekken. I didn't play Mortal Kombat. They're just not games I played. My wife played Mortal Kombat. Surprisingly, she just does not look like a gamer, but she's like, "Oh, I played the hell out of Mortal Kombat." But Tekken, I understand that in the next Smash Brothers update, I'm assuming that Tekken will be the next DLC character, one of them. But this figure looks amazing.
I mean, Storm Collectibles, we know what they can do. It's going to come with 3 interchangeable heads.
We own 1 each.
4 pairs of hands, and this huge punch effect, which
doesn't look huge in the actual here's what it comes with until you look at the picture of it, and that thing's the size of the figure.
This figure looks amazing, and this is one of my main characters when I play it. So this might be bought.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have considered this one as well. Now,
looks so good.
I own 1 Storm collectible figure. I own Mortal Kombat's version 3 version of Sub-Zero. You own which one?
Jushin Thunder Liger.
And I also, on the way, took advantage of the flash sale that was at GameStop, even though I have hatred for GameStop. For $20, picked up the Storm Collectibles.
You can't
Marcus
pass
Phoenix.
that up. That's a deal, man.
An extra $5, and you could have gotten the exclusive version where he comes in like the teal color. But $20 for Cole as well. I didn't pick him up. But everything there, check out the flash deal before it's gone. It's probably gone by the time this episode comes out.
It's Tuesday.
But I picked it up, so I'll have that down because it's already shipped. But Storm Collectibles, I love Gears of War, so having that, Marcus, is going to be great.
They're high-quality figures, man.
Woo!
That was quite the deal that you picked up. So
I'm super stoked.
But yeah, Jin Kazama, probably going to have to get that. What was the next thing I was going into?
You were going to talk about Neca.
So, Neca, I did get my pre-order in for Toka and Razar.
So
that pre-order was up for a while.
I have mentioned to you before that I do not collect turtles. I do have 1 set of turtles to say that I have completed the turtles, but overall I don't collect turtles.
Okay.
I collect Raphael, if anything. This is the one time in those movie series that I have looked at those turtles and looked at them and went, those could go with some other stuff. Maybe I'll pick those up. I didn't do it, but I thought about it.
These look, I mean, they're going to have posable jaws. The sculpting on them looks so good.
Dude, they're enormous. They were $70, but they're enormous.
Yeah, they've already charged for the pre-order, so whenever you ship away. But what I am happy about is that NECA took that stand against the scalpers. Like, I kept checking to see when this was going to be not available. Like Friday night, they would say, hey, we're closing out the pre-orders, which told me they're still up for pre-order.
That is one of those things where I have never been more proud of a company before in my life.
Right.
Hasbro made their announcement about the whole scalper stuff with Target, and they went, but they didn't even take responsibility for it.
Nope.
They went, due to high demand, it was gone in seconds. And I was like, that's not what happened.
No.
But then they won't communicate with Target. It's a whole mess. But NECA going through, they had to have someone sit there and go, nope, 2, no.
See, these are things, when we see companies do this, we want to buy from them. So
you would think I'd be done with buying Godzillas? Not from NECA.
All the congratulations to NECA for taking a stand on this and just basically knocking the scalpers out of the market.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Good job.
But they look good. I am going to get them. We did get some pretty shots for the Super Shredder.
Yes.
Which looks really good.
Which also still looks really silly to me.
It's going to, but I'm getting the Super Shredder.
These poses and lighting makes that, even though he's got that stupid wide smile, still makes him look intimidating.
Quit saying things about that smile because I can't unsee it.
First Super Shredder, now Pyro.
It'll look better in the light. So yeah, just some shots of that. Still waiting for that to go up for pre-order so I can go ahead and get the Super Shredder and be done with it. Did we get everything?
I've got 2 more things that I want to talk about.
Go ahead.
First thing that I want to talk about is, Jason, do you ever remember these weird ass
Madballs? Yes.
So
I've had a couple of them.
I played with Madballs when I was a kid. I didn't play with a lot of them. I had like 1, and because I didn't like creepy looking stuff. I had the eyeball. Madballs by it's what, Mega Apocalypse or something like that. I don't are releasing Madball figures where they're taking the actual heads and then adding bodies to them.
Like, how could you have made this worse?
And they have made the bodies look horrific. They're about $35 for each one. But you have to think about the size of the Madball. If it's that big, they made a body that was that big. And they're articulated too. and they've got
I'm looking
tons
at, yeah.
of accessories. Now, you'll have to forgive me. I don't know the names
I don't
of the
either.
Madballs, but there's one purple demon, and he comes with 2, 4, 6, 8 hands and 3 weapons. One of those weapons being a mace, a rotting piece of chicken, and another bat with a skull and blood on it. Then there's the eyeball one, which is the one that I want to get. And if I can get him, I will get this one. But if I can't get him, then it's not a big deal. But he also comes with the same amount of hands. But he comes with a magnifying glass that's broken, a pair of binoculars with eyes coming out of them, and a telescope.
Why does he need 2 vision devices? Also, why are there 2 eyeballs in the binoculars?
Man, I don't question it. And then the last one is this weird, messed up, deforming zombie-looking one who comes with the same amount of hands, a skateboard,
a crowbar
with a brain and an eye on it. And
I assume this brain is wrapped around this crowbar.
It looks like it. The only one I ever intend to get is this eyeball. It's the only one I'm going to be able to put on the shelf and not cringe every time that I walk by it.
He has a picking finger for all of his oozing parts.
It's just so disgusting, but I want this eyeball. If I get it, I'll be happy. If I don't get it, it's not the end of the world. I'm good. Last thing I wanted to talk about is a small update that me and you have discussed before.
All right, let's get into it.
About McFarlane's kickstarting Spawn figures.
All right, now we have given nothing but support for this line.
We're 2 in. You're all 3.
I'm in all the way.
You're all 3. I'm 2 in. I'm excited to get these Spawn figures.
We have paid the money for what was presented to us.
The moment we got that Mortal Kombat Spawn figure is the moment we had total faith in this line, because you want Spawn. Mm-hmm. Spawn's becoming more popular that he actually showed up in a Target ad recently. Like, that means companies are going to want this. Here's the problem that we had, and we've been complaining about this since day one: the joints. We knew that we were going to get an articulated Spawn figure based off of the original posing one that he wanted. I was hoping, because Todd usually listens, that he was going to change up some of the joints to what we wanted. One of the biggest complaints that I've had, obviously, was the torso. The torso is crooked because it matches what you're doing when you do this, right?
Yeah.
Originally, he was saying that it was going to be an rubber overlay piece that would allow him to have the crunch and torso, and I figured we could fiddle with that enough that we could make it so it doesn't have that slant.
So we thought.
But he officially announced that he is no longer doing the rubber overlay, and that's going to be a solid piece. And I have 2 issues with that. One, that crunch is gone. There is no more torso crunch. We will not be able to bend him, period. 2, that slant curve is going to be there, and I cannot handle that.
I would normally... I'm not happy about it either, but... It ain't just us. Have you read some of the comments on the Kickstarter? Mm-hmm. Go read some of those comments. The fans are not about this. Nobody is on board with this. Now, granted, I was in for this line all the way. I thought that was going to be... That was one of the selling points. Yeah. I know everyone's probably like, it's just one ab crunch. No, but that was a selling point.
It's an ab crunch. It's a torso. It's a waist joint that we're missing, but it's the sculpt itself.
And
I would actually be okay. Like, I would be able to say, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm okay if he straightened it out. I would be willing to let that go, but he didn't.
And also, they announced it kind of like, yeah, we're not gonna do it. Like, he just made a quick video, and I don't think people were happy about that either.
No.
But if you go and look at the comments that are going,
you want to read like 1 or 2?
Let's see. So that will be the last post that he made.
Here, while you're looking that up, other joint problems that we had is he turned it from double elbow to single elbow.
Mm-hmm.
It no longer has any kind of real waist articulation. It just has a joint going up and down like this, but he kept the double knees in. And if I'm not mistaken, he still hasn't switched the boot.
Well, we didn't get any images of the boot on that last shot.
From last I checked, but I mean, like, the prototypes don't necessarily look bad, but like the joints, that's like you could give me that exact Mortal Kombat figure you gave me before, but in this sculpt, and I would have still paid you the money. I would have been a little upset about it, but I would have still paid you the money.
Yeah, one person, add a dislike button and see what happens. A lot of people.
I was almost at a point where if he doesn't fix this, if he hadn't already charged me for this, I would have pulled out.
So yeah, this is disappointing. And looking at some of these comments, and just they really wanted that joint. It's about the figure being able to pose in a natural movement like a person without the mid torso cut. If the figure only moves at the waist, it's not going to look natural, especially with the preset twisted torso. They need to resculpt that, okay? They need to make it one. If they're going to make it one piece, resculpt it so he's not doing that. But also, would that mean that they have to resculpt the neck on that head? Because it's also kind of got that turned motion.
Yep.
So.
But he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, and
I don't get why. Like, he listens. Like, Todd is one of those companies that, other than NECA, listens to the fans. There's only 2 times where he didn't listen, and I gave him a pass for those. And one of them was when he made the DC figure 7-inch instead of 6-inch. That was also partially a licensing right. Spin Masters made their 6-inch, and they didn't want to get them confused between the two lines. So I was willing to let that go. But now this, where he's just blatantly not listening because he just desperately wants to recreate that. But if he originally said that I just want to make it as close as possible to that original figure and then add articulation to it, I guarantee you it wouldn't have done as well, because he originally pitched this as, we're going to make a fully articulated figure based off the original spawns that we made.
And that's why I backed it. Please give the figure the articulation that was originally shown and discussed. All your other DC, MK, and Fortnite lines have good articulation, and the promise of getting a classic spawn with similar articulation is why I back this project. The updates seem to indicate the figure will be far more limited in articulation. If I had known at the beginning, I would not have backed this project. And I mean, there's some that are worse, of course, because this is the internet. But people are asking for refunds now.
I'm one of those people.
They're not getting what was originally pitched.
If this doesn't get fixed, I want a refund. I don't want the figure back. Like, it would be one of those things where if I get those figures, and I would try to sell it.
But the thing is, you have a factory.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to have to go to a factory to get this sculpted and done. I mean, get the molds and done. You have the factory that's working on other lines. So you have the means. Just make the correction in the mold. So I really would like to see this fixed, because not only me, a bunch of fans would like it fixed as well. So we'll see, but Todd needs to probably listen to the fans on this one. Make this change, because people are not happy with it. And man, this is a long line of comments of people that are not happy with it.
Yep. I'm looking at them too. A lot of people are mad, but some of the problems that even there is Kickstarter had to take a stand and be like, we don't offer refunds. This isn't us. Like, you have to take it up with McFarlane. And right now, they're just not listening.
Yeah. They want that torso crunch. And I love the people that are like, oh, they never said there was going to be a torso crunch, that they were experimenting with it. Yeah, okay, it was a vague promise. But this was $3 million, man. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. I know, because I have a Spawn figure that has that crunch.
I love that Spawn figure. You bought a second Spawn figure.
I wanted the axe. Shut up.
No, that's just the point, though.
I wanted the axe. And now I have the axe and sword.
I do like that axe.
And that's what's displayed up there. Anyway, so, yeah.
Well, that's all I got.
Really, they need to reverse course on this, I think. Listen to the fans, because they are not happy. Anyway. All right, that is all the figure news. Let's go ahead and get to some shout-outs here.
My shout-out this week is going to be to Jason B. Michael. That's all one word.
Jason B. Michael?
He is a toy photographer, and he immediately got my follow the moment I saw that last post he did with good old Popeye. And he makes a lot of his accessories and stuff like this, so it's phenomenal work, man.
Let's see, he just got a follow from me. Oh boy.
There's this one where he's got Gomez as a Jedi walking with Baby Yoda in his own backpack.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does a really good job, and then he'll have follow-ups as to how he did it, too. So, give him a follow.
He was the guy that did the shot of the Swedish chef chasing a Gamoran guard. Yes! Okay, he got a follow from me. I was wondering who did that shot. So
Yep,
yeah.
This is him.
Awesome. My follow this week is to Zeta Ranger, who does a lot of customizing. If you it's Zeda Ranger. He's a collector, sculptor, and painter, self-described. Check out some of his 3D paints that he does. And the guy's got a fine collection, so that's my follow for the week. Check him out. Anyway, guys, that is it for the show. Bryce will hopefully be back next week, or 2 weeks when we do the show. Hopefully, we'll be back on SCNS Live next Thursday night. Make sure you check that out. But as always, like this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to follow us personally, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JasonX.
You can follow me on Instagram at TheNearPlasma, and it's the same thing on Twitter, just without the the. Granted, Twitter, I'm mainly just venting about stuff.
But of course, you can follow the Alternate Heads Instagram page, Alternate Heads Toy Podcast, right?
Alternate Heads Podcast.
Alternate Heads Podcast. Oh.
And then, of course, you can follow SCNS Live.
Check out all the people that we want you to follow, and like my new haircut. This is a home job, so alternate head for me.
I'm just letting mine grow.
Alternate long hair job. Anyway, guys, that is it for our show this week. We'll see you in 2 weeks. As always, stop and smell the plastic. See you later.
Answer this one more call for Bryce.
Nah, I'm sure it's not important.